This
So maybe
is going.
Hello and welcome to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida School of Communication and the CW17. I'm Katherine Keith. We're here each month with stories about life on the First Coast. First up, Florida laws are shifting the education landscape in Florida. Inside Jacksonville's Carter Mudgett shows how laws are impacting future teachers in the River City.
the education landscape was completely flipped on its head in 2023. In the wake of several policy changes across Florida, teachers and future teachers have been left unsure of next steps.
My students are constantly questioning, well, what can I say in the classroom? What can I teach in the classroom? What books are allowed in the classroom? And in many cases, I don't have the answer because the laws keep changing. But they're changing constantly in a direction of being more prohibitive than open.
The majority of the classmates that I am alongside who are majoring in English with me, it is almost a unanimous decision that teaching is off the table because of these issues.
So many of them are excited, but many of them are also very scared because they know what they want to do. They're fearful they won't be able to do it.
Florida laws introduced new guidelines for what teachers are and are not allowed to say, teach, and do in the classroom. Now, educators are stuck between a rock and a hard place on how to best prepare future teachers for those environments.
Do we prepare teachers for the realities of the classrooms they're going to go in today? Or do we teach them what we know based upon research are the best practices for students?
According to U.S. Census data, Jacksonville's diversity is rising, yet it's being frowned upon in the classroom. The union at the University of North Florida began self-reporting a faculty exodus months ago, and a similar story may be unfolding in Duval.
As we recruit educators into the field, we are losing them just as rapidly. And a lot of that does have to do with the complex environment in which, people are serving today.
Teachers are getting demoralized by having to do things that they do not believe are in the best interest of their students.
A lot of the people that I know that are staying really are staying because they find a passion in the struggle. I like the idea of finding joy in struggle. The people who are leaving have seen their area of joyful expression as a teacher closed out.
Even as Florida laws paint a bleak and boring picture for some, there are still those taking the challenges in stride, ready for their chance to experience the joy of teaching.
What our research has shown us is that people who choose to be teachers, I was myself once one of those people, they are in it for the students.
Carter Mudgett, Inside Jacksonville.
Only time will tell how state legislation impacts those who teach the next generation. Up next, Inside Jacksonville's Marshall Shive takes us to a visit a few animals at Florida Wildlife Rescue.
The Northeast Florida Wildlife Rescue Coalition is a fully volunteer organization who has been looking to rescue injured and misplaced animals in Jacksonville since its founding.
Barbara Tidwell was the original founder of the Wildlife Rescue Coalition. It was founded in 2003, so we're going on 20 years, a little over now. And her reason for starting it was just seeing that in Jacksonville at that time, how much of a need there was for the public to have somewhere to take injured, orphaned, and abandoned wildlife.
The motives for the founding of the Wildlife Rescue are clear, but what are the requirements to be able to have such an operation as this one?
We're licensed to take in any native wildlife in Florida, except birds currently. Birds is a federal license, which we are, as we get more funding, we are going to work on taking because there just isn't enough help around here for bird rehab. We are licensed by Florida Fish and Wildlife, and they also are the ones to oversee our license. They do come out. They will do surprise visits and scheduled visits.
With an operation of this magnitude taking place in somebody's backyard, you must ask yourself, what are the regulations for caging?
They do have set standards on the caging requirements of what the animal can be housed in and for how long we have it. They do have certain deadlines to where we have to make a decision if they're in rehab this long and we still haven't gotten them to release, possibly if we have to consider them being euthanized or what, the issue would be.
Marshall Shive, Inside Jacksonville.
For more information on how you can help rescue animals, visit wildlifecoalition.com. Now off to Inside Jacksonville's Ian Cork to get a closer look into a charity golf tournament hosted by 90 Forward.
Money Pages proudly presented the second annual 904 Charity Golf Classic in the month of November, marking yet another impactful fundraising event organized by the Money Pages Foundation.
I think the event was run very smooth. I think everything was just set up. It was very beautiful, great golf course, and I just really liked the whole setup. Yeah, I really enjoyed the silent auction. I feel like one of the more iconic pieces in it was the Mike Tyson Punch-Out game, just because I feel like that's just something everyone knows. And I'm a huge fan of football myself, so I loved seeing the football helmets they had for sale. It was great.
Founded by Alan and Kristen Worley, the Money Pages Foundation is a Jacksonville-based nonprofit on a mission.
And one thing that was important to me is I feel like it was going to a great cause with the Money Pages Foundation. I feel like just everything that they do, it's great to have a foundation like that in my home city of Jacksonville.
The Money Pages Foundation helps out all of Northeast Florida. They continue to help children and families in need, raising over $86,000 last year alone. You can visit moneypages.com/foundation for more information on how you can contribute to the cause. Ian Cork, Inside Jacksonville.
Though this tournament has come and gone, Money Pages still has its ways to get involved and help out. Coming up with a band's music that doesn't stray far from their love of video games. Also, after the break, a surf competition in Jack's Beach with a larger purpose than just hitting the waves. Inside Jacksonville, we'll be right back.
The University of North Florida is proud to offer a Master of Science in Communication Management. This master's degree allows you, the student, to customize your curriculum to the field you prefer. Students who earn this 36 credit hour degree will take their core classes through communication. Then, they can specialize in either business, public administration management, leadership, nonprofit management, or public health. UNF Communication, made for you.
Welcome back. So many people play video games, but how many players really listen to the music written specifically for each game? Inside Jacksonville's Teresa Hardman talks about the Limit Breakers, a band that specializes in playing video game soundtracks.
The Limit Breakers are a Jacksonville-based band, taking the action and adventure of iconic video game soundtracks into real life. First beginning as a cover band on YouTube, they now perform live, bringing the unique and underrated genre of video game music to the stage.
Around 2020, when COVID hit, my friend Ji-Soon put out a feeler on Facebook as to saying, hey, I want to record some video game music covers. And we started doing covers of games that we loved, like Final Fantasy, Xenoblade Chronicles, Sonic, Kingdom Hearts, of course, and Tekken, and all sorts of stuff. Kingdom Hearts is my favorite video game soundtrack. I just feel like Yoko Shimomura did a really good job with the soundtrack for that game. I love all the music from it.
The band formed in 2020, and by filming music videos for YouTube, they were able to keep performing music even through the pandemic. A year and a half ago, the band was able to begin performing live, and on March 10th, 2023, they came out with their first EP, Iron Fist, of music from Tekken 2.
I've always wanted to do something with my instrument and video game music. I had to just kind of get to a level where I could do that successfully, and it kind of took a pandemic kind of making an avenue for me to put together this group that you see before you. My favorite part now with performing with live audiences would have to be just seeing everybody smile and getting into it and dancing. Everybody in the band specifically dancing and getting into it as well. One of the band's biggest goals is to be on the main stage of what's called MagFest, and that's Music and Games Festival in Maryland, in National Harbor, Maryland. It's like our biggest event in our community, in the video game music community. And then I would say we also want to start branching out and performing for esports events and just getting really on any of those tickets. So far, my favorite venue has probably been Underbelly because that's probably been the most like full sound we've ever had as a band, and yeah, it's been a real good time.
You can find out more about the band and where they're playing next at the Limit Breakers Band on Instagram. Teresa Hardman, Inside Jacksonville.
The band's next show will be at MagFest in Maryland early next year. Up next, we hit the waves at a surf competition centered around women surfers. Alexa Villegas has more.
This weekend, Jacksonville Beach hosted the Supergirl Surf Pro, showcasing talented female surfers on challenging waves. More than a contest, this event serves to give women in sports a significant platform.
Really important to give women a platform. You know, when we started this thing 17 years ago, the women were very much in the periphery, and oddly, they didn't even want to be moved forward. They just almost felt embarrassed about, the spotlight being on them. And now, 17 years into this, it's just amazing how the growth. We have so many young women here who are bold and aggressive and want that spotlight and know that they deserve it and demand it. And that's something that I think is really important, why Supergirl has been such a tremendous platform.
The competition faced challenging conditions throughout the weekend, with cold and rainy weather persisting.
Rain or shine, Supergirl Surf Pro continues. Women of all variety of ages are here today to put on a show for the Jacksonville community.
I just traveled here from Santa Cruz, California to compete against the best girls in the U.S.
Supergirl is an inclusive and empowering environment that recognizes and supports women's success in extreme sports.
I think it's amazing, and women in action sports, it's fun to, put yourself in it and chase your dreams and work hard, and that's what Supergirl is all about, is empowering young girls and women everywhere to pursue their passion in action sports.
Each surfer's journey in this competition is not just about skill, but also learning the emotional tides of resilience and joy of riding the waves.
A lot of different emotions that come through when you're surfing in a heat. There's anxiety, there's stress, but there's also so much happiness and joy that comes through with it. It just really depends on how the heat is going.
Alexa Villegas, Inside Jacksonville.
Although it was a cloudy day, surfers at this event in Jacks Beach had a blast. Let's head over to the annual Greek Festival held in Jacksonville this month, where we see the community come together to celebrate Greek culture. Every November, the St. John Divine Greek Orthodox Church hosts a Greek festival, which welcomes the Jacks community to come and enjoy the events and food offered that help indulge in the Greek culture.
So this is the third year that we've done here at this location, but the Greek Festival has been going on in Jacksonville for many, many years. It started out downtown in what was called the Civic Auditorium, that's now the Times Union Center. And then over time has kind of gone to different locations, the Morocco Shrine that was on St. John's Bluff. But now since we are at this new location, our new church location, we've been hosting the festival here. So.
When walking in, you'll notice that there is a huge line of people waiting to purchase a food voucher, which gives them access to all the Greek food that is cooked here today.
There is a wide variety of Greek food here today. This includes, but isn't limited to, Greek salad, gyros, organic coffee, olive oil, vegetables, desserts, and more.
We have a pop-up little cafe down at the Riverside Arts Market here in Jacksonville, Florida. And there we serve Greek food and Greek desserts, Greek coffee. We're there every Saturday from 10 to 3. And here today we're at St. John the Divine, our beautiful Greek Orthodox church. And we are vendors here today selling different products that I brought back from Greece this past summer.
Vendors from all over Jacksonville come together to celebrate the Greek Orthodox culture, while they also show their unique items handmade and brought home from cities visited in Greece. This includes handmade jewelry, evil eye products, olive oils, and purses.
I think it's wonderful, and especially on this weekend when there's so many other activities, that it's really a great turnout. People know that this is Greek culture, and they want to enjoy the food and the pastries, the dancing. You saw the dancing, how beautiful it is, and that was the young children. We have two more dance troupes. We have a middle-aged dance troupe, and then the older ones, which is really a professional dance troupe.
There is so much to unfold and discover from attending these events. A wide variety of activities, dances, and all sorts of other things that you can enjoy. You can find more Greek Festival events coming from this church at jacksgreekfest.com. Coming up, a special class on how to make one of the most recognizable holiday treats. plus how the dash to the holiday season affects small businesses in Jacksonville. You're watching Inside Jacksonville on CW17.
The University of North Florida is proud to offer a Master of Science in Communication Management. This master's degree allows you, the student, to customize your curriculum to the field you prefer. Students who earn this 36 credit hour degree will take their core classes through communication. Then, they can specialize in either business, public administration management, leadership, nonprofit management, or public health. UNF Communication, made for you.
Inside Jacksonville's Katrina Reyes takes us on a trip to Candyland with Sweet Pete's candy cane making class.
Something sweet, something minty, something to cry for when it fell on the ground. The candy cane truly is one of the most classic treats for the holiday season. Sweet Pete's Candy holds candy cane making classes every November and December where people get to learn how the peppermint delight was made.
Keeps the holiday season alive, you know. Once people smell peppermint, to me, peppermint kind of perks you up and makes you feel happy, and you know, like it's a fun candy. So we like to keep the tradition going. We like to see the people come in, you know, full of the holiday spirit and things like that.
The class was fully booked on November 11th, which goes to show people's interest in the art of making the candy cane.
It's very rewarding. People, and sometimes you got people that come back every year, so that's definitely rewarding. But to see people come out and respect the old school fashioned way of making candy, like I said, it's rewarding for me.
Everyone in the class observes carefully as they learn how to make the candy cane in the traditional way. From adding peppermint and coloring to hand pulling and molding, hand making the candy cane is just as fascinating as its taste. Shaping is one of the most fun parts of the candy cane making class here at Sweet Pete's. You'll learn how to form that peppermint candy into that classic cane shape while also getting a chance to be creative. During the class, participants showed their skills and bent their candies to their will. Some shaped them into hearts, some shaped them into worms, and some shaped them into people. They also get to keep their works of art after their time with the class.
It is absolutely fabulous. I highly recommend it to anybody of all ages.
So cool. Very fun. I didn't know about the temperature we needed to be at, all of the ingredients.
With more classes coming up throughout November and December, Sweet Pete's continues to bring people together and enjoy a sweet adventure. Katrina Reyes, Inside Jacksonville.
If you would like to join Sweet Pete's candy cane making class, visit their website at www.sweetpetescandy.com. Keeping up with the holiday theme, Inside Jacksonville's Kara Scarborough takes a closer look at why the holiday season seems to start early every year.
With Thanksgiving approaching in December right on its tail, it's hard to find a store around Jacksonville that doesn't already have holiday items for sale. For a lot of businesses, the Christmas trees and twinkle lights aren't new additions to their space, but have been lit up since October or even earlier.
It brings me so much joy because Christmas is like the biggest holiday out of all of them, and so I feel like it just outweighs so many of the other ones, so I feel like it's such a good thing to have it early.
This lengthened holiday season leads some to believe that retailers are stretching how long they can profit from holiday items, which means boutique owners around Jacksonville have to keep up.
I think that we're pushed because of large big box stores who have it out at the beginning of October, and you start feeling a little antsy that if you don't get your product out there in front of the customer that you're going to miss out and they're going to buy it elsewhere. But we've kind of stuck to our roots of not putting it out until the end of October.
The early start to the holiday season has been noticed by customers all over the country and even has effects on how the season is perceived. For some, this means Christmas goes up too early.
Because there's 2 holidays that happen before Christmas, right? 2 whole months before Christmas. As soon as I put down my fork and knife for Thanksgiving, it's Christmas time. But all the way up until that point, there's Halloween and there's Thanksgiving. After that, then it's Christmas time all the way until Easter. I'll agree to that, but not before.
The term Christmas fatigue is used commonly online to describe this very feeling. According to Coupon Birds, around 80% of people believe that Christmas is put up too early in stores. If you do not feel this fatigue, though, you could benefit from an early holiday season.
I certainly feel like that as families have grown further and further apart and travel is involved, there are a lot of families that get together for Thanksgiving that may not see each other again during Christmas, and those hosting families typically want their Christmas decorations up. So if we can help that family that's hosting bring a little joy and happiness for the Christmas season to their whole family, I think that's a good thing. I feel like probably the world we live in right now is so chaotic and confusing that people are looking for some type of comfort or joy, and if the holidays bring that to them, then that's why they're putting Christmas up early.
For store owners, the end of this year's holiday season is just the beginning of the next.
Typically, a store of our size usually buys their Christmas in January, right after the holiday season, and the manufacturers and wholesalers have a tendency of saying, if you don't take the product early, we're going to run out, you're not going to have product. And so you're kind of being pressured on the back end that if you don't buy and get it shipped, that when the holiday season gets here, you're not going to get product that you thought you were going to be receiving. So a lot of us, I feel like, sometimes are kind of pushed into taking it earlier. We actually receive our Christmas product starting in September, but the ladies who work for us price it and get it boxed, and we put it away until the end of October when we actually start merchandising it in the store.
Though the great debate on how early is too early for the holidays will continue, this holiday season is in full swing. Kara Scarborough, Inside Jacksonville.
Now that Thanksgiving is over, the Christmas season is sure to be in full swing. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Inside Jacksonville. If you missed anything from today's program, just visit our website, unftv.com, and look under the Digital Journalism tab where you'll find expanded versions of our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, that's unftv.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube at Inside Jax UNF. From all of us here at Inside Jacksonville, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month right here on the CW17.